Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Mark is off tonight. Well, new at 10, the man accused of assaulting a Spokane police officer inside a North Spokane Walmart moments after a deadly police shooting speaks out from jail this evening. Tonight, KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk was granted an exclusive interview. Right now, he's joining us in the studio tonight. Kyle?
Well, Tyler Forrester claims he didn't know this suspected shoplifter, but heard him shouting out for help, and that's why he decided to involve himself. That decision ended up landing him in jail facing charges.
We know the name of the man who was shot and killed by a Spokane police officer at this Spokane Walmart Sunday. We also know the name of the officer who investigators say fired his weapon. And late this afternoon, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office released the name of a third man involved. 33-year-old Tyler Forrester appeared in court today charged with third-degree assault and obstructing an officer. Court documents say while two officers were fighting with a shoplifting suspect, Forrester came from behind and pushed one of them.
I never assaulted anyone.
Forrester agreed to an interview tonight, but corrections staff wouldn't let us give him a wireless microphone. It's why the audio is hard to understand. Forrester says he was near the self-checkout area of the store when he heard a man yelling for help. He claims he didn't know the suspect.
So did you talk to him in the store at all?
He just kept screaming, help, 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 stop, please stop.
Forrester says he pushed on the officer's shoulder and told him he was being too excessive.
This is not an extended touch.
Forrester told us he didn't see the shooting, but heard it. Police were trying to arrest 34-year-old Carrie Jones Hilberg for shoplifting and say he was violently resisting even after a taser was deployed. Authorities say at one point someone in the store yelled gun before a Spokane officer fired his weapon, killing Jones Hilberg. Investigators believe the loaded gun found at the scene belongs to him. That officer's been identified as Carl Richardson, a field training officer who currently serves on SPD's tactical team and also works on the department's dignitary protection team, providing security for politicians, celebrities, and other VIPs who come to town. Richardson also helped recover a kidnapped child in 2021. According to SPD, he's been with the department since 2019. Forrester's now found himself in jail, charged with third-degree assault and obstructing an officer. A judge set bond at $5,000. Forrester says he can't afford to post it.
And authorities arrested Forrester days after the shooting after he was identified in a video of the incident posted on social media. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate the shooting. Cody?
Kyle, thank you so much. Well, new tonight, drinking water is an incredibly valuable resource, but for some folks living in the West Plains area, they say that resource is under threat from PFAS. Tonight, the West Plains Water Coalition hosted an educational meeting in Airway Heights to talk about the health impacts of these PFAS. Now, they can cause health problems and are often found in firefighting foam used at airports. Now, because of that, military bases and airports often deal with contaminated water sources, including Fairchild Air Force Base. Back in 2017, several wells outside the base were tested and found to have been contaminated with high levels of PFAS. Some of the issues talked about tonight included the suspected health effects of them, how to protect children, as well as whether or not you should get a blood test.
There's a lot of research being done, so I think we will keep learning every day. And John started by saying be patient with us because we don't have all the answers, and the answer is we don't really have all the answers.
Now, of course, this is just one of the meetings taking place. The next meeting will actually take place next Thursday, this time focusing on the cleanup efforts of PFAS. Also new tonight, Hunter Biden faces nine tax charges in California, including 3 felonies and 6 misdemeanors. The grand jury's 56-page indictment made public tonight comes in addition to federal firearms charges previously brought against the president's son in Delaware. The charges focus on at least $1.4 million in taxes Hunter Biden owed between 2016 and 2019.
There also appears that there will be evidence that Hunter Biden engaged in, to use their words, an extravagant lifestyle.
Biden's attorney issued a statement saying in part, quote, based on the facts and the law, if Hunter's last name was anything other than Biden, the charges in Delaware and now California would not have been brought. If convicted, Hunter Biden could face up to 17 years in prison. A special counsel in the case says the probe remains open. Well, let's take a break from the headlines right now and get a sneak peek at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagoud tonight. Jeremy, we had that rain. Now snow is in the forecast for the next several days. So what can we, the average person, expect?
You know, when it comes to this first round, I kind of think minimal impacts. And here's the reason. 1 week ago today, I said, we're going to wake up to major impacts from a minor amount of snow. Today, it's minor impacts from minor amounts of snow. Almost the same amount of snow that we wake up to tomorrow as we did a week ago, less than a half an inch. But look at our temps, 36 degrees. 1 week ago, we were down in the 20s and teens leading into it. So much, much different. We've got snow over the mountain passes, and that's where you will see some of those big impacts. 4th of July and look out, we're going to talk those snowfall totals, but you're getting inches of it, and the reason you are under a winter weather advisory. Similar story for Snoqualmie Pass. The snow already creeping its way across the state, slowly making its way in and slowly starting over the mountains. Most of that is as you get up to 4th of July Pass, quickly going to be Lookout Pass, and by tomorrow morning, we wind up getting quite a bit up in the mountains. Saturday brings our next round of snow. That doesn't look to arrive until around 4 p.m. and then continue into Sunday. I think that's our best shot at low-lying snow or low elevation snow. Tomorrow, maybe a couple flurries.
Jeremy, thank you so much. In Northwest News tonight, the off-duty pilot accused of trying to bring down an Alaska Airlines flight has just been released from state custody pending trial. Joseph David Emerson was in the cockpit when he says he suffered a mental crisis while on the flight from Everett to San Francisco back in October. It caused an emergency landing in Portland. Today, Emerson went before a judge in Oregon. The conditions of his release include paying a $50,000 bond as well as staying away from drugs, alcohol, and planes. He also faced attempted murder charges, but now he has been charged with 83 counts of reckless endangerment. He was released today pending a trial. Let's go now to Night Beat for a quick look at the day's top stories. Lori Vallow made her first appearance in an Arizona courtroom this morning. Vallow was extradited to the Maricopa County Jail earlier this month, where she's facing multiple charges. This morning, a judge entered a not guilty plea on her behalf on those charges. They include conspiracy to commit murder against her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, as well as conspiracy to commit murder against her niece's ex-husband. Her next court appearance is scheduled for January 18th. Once her case in Arizona plays out, she will return to Idaho to carry out her 3 consecutive life sentences. The man found dead in a street in a West Central neighborhood this week has been identified. According to the Spokane County Medical Examiner's Office, the man was identified as 32-year-old Nick Everett. Both his cause and manner of death are still pending. The Spokane Police Department's Major Crimes Unit is investigating. They say it's too early to know exactly what happened. At least one person is dead after a rollover crash on Interstate 90 about 4 miles east of Sprague. The Washington State Patrol says a 22-year-old died in the crash. 2 other people in the car were also injured and were taken to Sacred Heart Medical Center. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head on over to our website, KREM.com. Well, today marks 82 years since the tragic bombing at Pearl Harbor. Ceremonies were being held all around the nation today to honor those lost that day, including a 21-bell salute for the fallen at the National World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Now, a little bit of history for you tonight. The Japanese attack killed more than 2,300 service members, sending the U.S. into World War II. At the annual Pearl Harbor Memorial event in Hawaii, a 102-year-old survivor, Harry Chandler, remembered the bombing.
I saw the Arizona going up, saw the Oklahoma turning. Then they put us all in trucks and drove us all down into the harbor, and we started saving people.
Now, with each passing year, there are fewer and fewer survivors. Chandler was one of 5 at the Hawaii ceremony. There are no longer any survivors left here in Spokane.